Hello, Tigers. It's a tricky time, and Finebaum told Brian Kelly. Really bad spot. The team's moves have been tough, and we'll talk a little more about that, but first subscribe to the channel to receive more Tigers news. The 2024 LSU football season has entered tricky territory, and what should have been a promising journey has turned into a monumental challenge for Brian Kelly and the Tigers. After a third consecutive Southeastern Conference (SEC) loss, fans and analysts are keeping their eyes fixed on what appears to be a critical moment for the program. The 27-16 loss to the Florida Gators in Gainesville wasn't just another setback on the schedule. It was a reflection of a season that started out crooked and is still trying to find its footing. When Brian Kelly arrived at LSU, he brought with him sky-high expectations, coming off a stellar run at Notre Dame. And indeed, his first 2 years indicated he had what it took to restore the Tigers to glory: 10-win seasons and a berth in the SEC championship game last year. But this year, things have seemed to go off the rails in unexpected and frustrating fashion. The opening stumble against Southern Cal in Week may first have been a harbinger of an uneven campaign. But few could have predicted the string of losses to SEC powerhouses like Texas A&M, Alabama, and now Florida. At 6-4 on the season and a disappointing 3-3 in the conference, playoff dreams seem like a distant past, and the weight of expectations is more evident than ever. Paul Finebaum, who was a stern critic, described the Tigers' current state as a hot mess, and he's not wrong. The images of Brian Kelly in heated exchanges with his players on the sidelines, combined with the perception of growing discontent among fans, paint a picture that demands quick adjustments. Even more concerning is the possibility of losing the nation's #1 quarterback, who could end up at Michigan, a potential off-field setback that could resonate well beyond this season. Still, it's worth remembering that college football is, at its core, an emotional roller coaster. Just as LSU has achieved some remarkable victories in the recent past, turning the tide is not impossible. Kelly has proven himself to be an elite strategist, and even in the face of severe adversity, the talent on the team and the tradition of the program remain a driving force. Garrett Nussmeier, while inconsistent, has the potential to redeem himself, and a convincing win against Vanderbilt next game could be a starting point for rebuilding confidence. Tigers fans, known for their nearly unwavering passion, will play a crucial role in this time of crisis. Death Valley, with its legendary fervor, needs to be a bastion of support, even in tough times. After all, LSU has faced adversity in the past and always found a way to bounce back. With 2 games remaining, Vanderbilt at home and a visit to Oklahoma, the mission now is clear: finish the season with dignity and set the stage for a stronger 2025. Brian Kelly is far from the only one responsible for the setbacks, and the necessary adjustments require a collective effort. As Finebaum put it, the winter may be long for LSU, but with the right approach, it can also be the time for reflection and reorganization that the program so desperately needs. The Tigers are known for their resilience, and perhaps this is just a difficult chapter in a long history of achievement. Let's keep moving forward. Even amid the struggles, LSU football is at the forefront of the recruiting race, securing one of the most talented groups for the 2025 cycle. And with the early signing period approaching, the priority is clear: protecting the fruits of hard work on the recruiting trail. Led by quarterback Bryce Underwood, the #1 overall pick in the 2025 cycle, the Tigers currently boast a top 5 recruiting class in the nation. Underwood's verbal commitment in January was not only a milestone for the program, but also the catalyst for a series of breakthroughs. With names like number 1 cornerback DJ Pickett and top-ranked running back Harlem Berry, LSU is building a foundation that promises to elevate the program for years to come. However, keeping that class together is a tall order, especially after a season that left fans with more questions than answers. 3 straight losses to Texas A&M, Alabama, and Florida have dropped the Tigers to 6-4, but Kelly's team isn't backing down. As the coach himself pointed out in his conversation on the Paul Finebaum show, building strong relationships with recruits is key to overcoming outside noise and ensuring that committed talent stays in the Bayou. Brian Kelly was quick to point out that in today's college football environment, factors like NIL and revenue sharing have created a more competitive recruiting landscape than ever before. However, he also emphasized that there's no substitute for the power of relationship. If you have the right relationships, you're going to hold on to your players no matter what, Kelly said. The message he and his staff are sending to recruits is clear. Trust the process, trust the shared goals, and trust the vision that was laid out from the beginning. The presence of LSU cornerbacks coach Corey Raymond is also worth noting. Raymond has been a key part of bolstering the defense and attracting talent like Cade Phillips, a former Texas Longhorns commit who not only joined the Tigers but also rose to 5-star recruit status. With 4 5-stars already locked in, the 2025 class represents not only a major accomplishment, but a sign that LSU continues to be a coveted destination for the nation's top talent. However, as Kelly acknowledged, winning on the field would certainly make that process easier. A successful season not only solidifies recruits' confidence, but it also reduces the chirping, the external criticism and speculation that comes after back-to-back losses. But even in the face of adversity, the Tigers have a clear vision, using these experiences as fuel to get back on top. The next big test will be keeping the 2025 group intact with the early signing period less than 20 days away. With flip season in full swing, where rival programs will attempt to persuade commits to switch sides, LSU's focus will be on constant communication and reaffirming its long-term vision. After all, these young talents were attracted not only by what LSU represents today, but by what the program can become with their contributions. With the class of 2025, the Tigers are planting the seeds of a new era of success, and while the current challenges may seem like insurmountable mountains, the history of LSU football teaches us that resilience and determination are hallmarks of the program. What do you say? Comments are important.